and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Lord, we are meeting tonight to conduct matters of city business. May our hearts and minds be guided by fairness, that our decisions may reflect what is right and good. Keep us from We are starting off with a public hearing, ordinance 114, the Lake Parks Veterans Park. Council, before we do this public hearing, we'll still have the public hearing, but I would ask the council to postpone the second reading and to postpone the appointments to the Veterans Park Board so that the city can have a public forum with its citizens to discuss and get on the same page and just air it out a little bit before we make a decision as a council. Would the council be okay to do it? We only need to do that once we get out of the public hearing. So the public hearings, well, I could actually postpone the public hearing as well, if the council will make a motion on that. Do you have any takers on that? What we'll do is, if we postpone the public hearing and the second reading of the ordinance 114, the appointments to the Veterans Park Board, then we will set a date to have a public meeting with the citizens and others who might be involved, and we can find out what our purpose and what direction we're heading in, and we'll put it onto the June agenda.
I'll make the motion to put on the public hearing on ordinance number 114 and then have a town meeting, all meeting on it at a later date.
Okay, and that would include appointments to Veterans Park Board, which is on the agenda. Okay. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor? Thank you, council. Okay, let's set a date. And of course, everybody's invited. When is court? How about the 23rd of May? Would that be good? You got something? Okay. How about do the 18th of May, which is a Thursday, or the 25th? How's the 18th? 18th? We're going out 18th? 7 o'clock? Well, okay, thank you. And we'll put up signs and advertise it. Okay. So we don't have a public hearing. We're going to be going right into our regular council session, May 2nd, 2017. Council, please take a look at your minutes. We have April 4th, the regular meeting. And we have April 27th, the utility service workshop. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion we accept the minutes as presented, April the 4th regular meeting, and also the April 27th workshop meeting with the utility service company.
Okay. There's a motion to accept the minutes of April 4th regular meeting, April 27th utility service workshop. We have a second? Okay, Ruben L. seconds it. Discussion? All in favor? Unanimous? Thank you. These are accepted. And now we're going for a review of the April financials. Council, what's your pleasure on that?
Make a motion to accept the financials presented.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Carter to accept the financials as written. We have a second. Second by Ms. Debbie. Discussion? All in favor? Okay. So the review of April financials accepted. Okay. Next, we have citizens' concerns. If you have a concern, please address the council. No turning around and addressing the audience. State your name and your address, please.
Carl Favor, 353 Backfield Drive. I just see on the agenda where there's a consideration for the seat on the ethics committee. I just want to submit my interest in that position. Like I said, I've been resident of Lake Park just over 2 years. I retired about 4 years ago from the Department of Public Safety and after 32 years of service. And I think those 32 years did really good side of government operations and so forth. We're going to do law in the city of Lake Park. Okay.
Thank you. What are citizens' concerns? Anybody else? Everybody's happy? Okay, we'll have another citizens' concern at the end of the agenda. Moving on. Let me just check them off. Okay, we have a text amendment, 2017-0502. Ms. Ann, would you please describe to us what we're actually looking at?
Under 5.2 development standards, our regulations currently read it in the RP, that a minimum lot area is 1 acre. There has been a proposal by a developer to develop that, but he is not able to develop it at the 1 acre statute that we have now. So we should have copies in the folder where we compared the city of Valdosta and the city of Payhara for the same type zoning, what their requirements are. And their requirements are is what the city is proposing, that the minimum lot area for the development is meant to read 1 acre unless public water and sewer is available, then 6,000 square feet is allowed.
So the reason that you require 1 acre unless water and sewer is available is because if you put in a septic tank, the setback, you have to be so far away from a septic tank, correct? So the lots would have to be larger. If there is water and sewer available, then the lots are considerably small. Okay. And pretty much this is just a very, very general beginning to probably a very long and complicated process. If somebody's going to develop an area with homes, what are the steps? They have to submit a plat, correct?
They have to, right, that's correct, and then it has to be reviewed by the county engineer, the health department. There's several different steps that it has to go, and if it's not feasible, then they can kick it back and say, you've shown 32 plots, we believe you can only do it sustainable with 20. The developer would have to downgrade. The maximum, in other words, that you're not guaranteed the maximum, that's if every ideal condition is met, so that everything cannot be from their review, and they can make suggestions that, well, not suggestions, that was the only be developed if it was.
So they take into consideration what services can be offered to those homes, water, sewer, septic, density, impact on traffic.
All of that's reviewed, like I said, there's a review process once the plat is submitted through the Regional Development Center and also through Lowndes County, to the county engineer.
Right. So this is really that we would have to just do this to get the ball.
Well, we can't even submit
Right.
anything unless the council is agreeable to reducing that from 1 acre to 6,000. I mean, it could be 6,000 is huge because that was from the city of Valdosta, same type zoning, and the city paid higher. But the city council could change it to 8,000, 10,000. That's totally within your right to do that.
Is RP zoning rare? Is it not as
Well, it's residential, professional, sort of
a little bit of a mix? Yeah. Okay. All right, so I guess what we're looking for is a motion to do a text amendment to Lake Park zoning ordinance under 5.2 development standards, minimum lot area for development is amended to read 1 acre unless public water sewer is available, then it would be allowed to be 6,000 square feet. Do we have a motion?
I got, on the agenda, it says 2017-0502. On the text amendment is 17-0501. Is it?
Typo.
Okay, so it would be 01? It'd be 02?
02?
Okay. Good eye.
It should be able to.
Okay.
Make a motion that we send the text amendment to the go through the process of amending it.
To the Lake Park zoning ordinance?
Right.
I guess to the development center, just for their recommendation, it will come back to city council for final adoption. To get the recommendation.
Okay. So we have a motion. Do we have a second? Okay, let's discuss. No discussion? Okay, all in favor? Unanimous? Thank you, council. It passes. So, we'll see how that ball rolls. Very good. Okay, Ms. Ann, did you make a copy of the? Okay, so we looked at the proposed flower policy for our cemetery from our chairman, Tyson Crane, and we tweaked it to our standards. We don't want to be a hindrance on flowers and that kind of thing, but let me just read this real quick. We want families to feel free to express their emotions and care for loved ones in order to provide a more unified and pleasant place for those that we love, and at the same time being able to provide a well-maintained area. We have established some guidelines that artificial arrangements are permitted at all times. Holes may not be dug for placement of containers or arrangements. One arrangement per grave. Plantings of any kind are not allowed except by city personnel. Planting requests should be made to the clerk's office. The City of Lake Park reserves the right to remove all plants or arrangements after such time that the plant or arrangement has become unsightly in the opinion of the city staff. Funeral flowers will be removed from the grave approximately 5 days after the funeral. If the family wishes to keep those arrangements, they need to be picked up before the 5th day. Can't pick it up by the 5th day, talk to us. I'm sure there'll be plenty of time. Okay, the use of wire, iron, or metal stands, rocks, breakable containers, or figurines on graves are strictly prohibited. These items create hazard for maintenance personnel, visitors, and equipment. Before any decorative items are installed or placed, please consult with City of Lake Park personnel. Even though we accept no responsibility for missing flowers, vases, or other items, we would appreciate you reporting this to the City of Lake Park's clerk's office. And it's that signed, "Thank you, City of Lake Park Memorial Cemetery." I'm sure everybody who purchases a gravesite will receive this. Okay. Council, so there is our flower policy. We have a motion to adopt this. And then, does it need to be adopted also by the cemetery board, or they just fall in line? Okay. Okay. So, do we have a motion to accept this flower policy?
I make a motion to accept the flower policy.
Okay, we have a motion to accept flower policy. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion?
What about flags? This does not mention patriotic flags.
Hmm.
They want to
Good point.
give any people veterans. So they're allowed.
Jeff, you want to?
What kind of flags?
American flag.
The American flag? There's some veterans that comes around and they got personal little pipes. If you notice, they're green and they got it stuck there beside it. They stick the flag in. If it starts changing colors, we pull it and they pull it. They do it every year. They replace them flags.
I would just think that we need to put something in the policy so that it's acceptable or in how it's handled.
Okay. Why don't we, why don't you withdraw your motion for now? There's no urgency on this.
I'll look on the motion to make the necessary changes.
Okay. Which will include the displaying the flags and the removal of them. Okay, that's good. Okay, and so we have a motion to include the flags. Do we need a motion on that, or just write it on there? No, just add it, right? Just add the flag. Okay, we'll just add the flag and put it on the agenda for June. And all right. Okay, June 6th is the. All right. So we'll do that again next month. June's going to be a pretty full agenda. Okay, next we have appointment of the city's representative of the Greater Lowndes Planning Commission Board. And that is we have actually a Lake Park representative, and we have a county representative, and is Bob? Hey Bob. Bob's our county representative, and he does a review on anything that has to do with transportation or growth or roads. Pretty interesting, especially now that they're going to be doing Exit 2 and they're looking at straightening out 376. There's a lot going on. So we need an appointment, and right now Keith Sandlin is our representative, and I see that he wants to be our representative, continue to be our representative. That I don't have a problem with that. Council will vote on that. The only thing that I ask is that the representatives, county and city, give us a report. Because if they're representing the city needs to know what's going on there, especially with the changes that are taking place. So I would like to see them come to the council meetings and kind of present what's going on, or even a written synopsis of what it is, so we as a council are in that. Okay. So council, what's your pleasure on appointment of city's representative on the Greater Lowndes Planning Commission? We have a motion?
I make a motion that he said.
Okay. We have a motion to appoint Keith Sandlin. We have a second. We have a second.
I'll excuse myself.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? We're gonna, and, see that. Okay. Good. Next, appointment of the council's representative on the Ethics Committee. And we have 3 representatives on the Ethics Committee. We have a mayor choice. We have a mayor-council combined choice. And then we also have a council-only choice. And Rubenel was council-only choice, and Rubenel is now on council, so that is the vacancy, and it is a council choice. And this is for the Ethics Committee, which was formed, I don't know how long ago. I actually initiated the formation of that ethics board, and I was their first customer. So it works. Anyhow, there are a couple of guidelines on who can and can't serve. You have to have 2 years between public service before you can come onto the ethics. You can't have, Rob, you know what the,
Be a resident.
you have to be a resident. You can't have a felony within so many years. That kind of thing. And so, council, what? I don't have that, sir.
Members serve 2-year terms. Each member of the committee shall have been a resident of the city for at least a year immediately preceding taking office. To remain a resident during your term. The person shall serve as an ethics committee member if the person has within the preceding 2-year period any interest in any contract, transaction, or official action of the city.
Those are the terms. Council, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion, we appoint Carl Taylor, 353 Buckford Drive, to serve.
We have a motion to appoint Carl Taylor to the Ethics Committee. We have a second. Motion dies for lack of a second.
Excuse me, I make a motion, or nominate Pat Brown.
Pat Brown. We have a motion for Pat Brown to be a representative on the Ethics Committee. And, okay, do we have a second? Second? Okay. Discussion? Ms. Patty, you ready to serve?
Yes.
Okay. I realize that you all go to the same church, okay? And I'm just pointing out, it's not against the rules to be all the same members of the same church. But if one of the members on the council goes before the ethics committee, you might have to recuse yourself from a vote. Okay? Just putting that out there. Okay. It's definitely an important committee. And the ethics committee, while it doesn't have a lot of power to do anything other than reprimand, written reprimand, you don't have the power to fine or anything like that, or remove. You can't just remove an elected official. Removing an elected official is a very, very difficult, and it should be a difficult process. Because nobody lasts in office if it's that easy. Okay, so we have a motion for Pat Brown. We have a second. All in favor? Okay. All opposed? Ron, you abstain? You abstaining or you? Oh, you voted? I'm sorry. It's unanimous. Congratulations.
Now, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Just because she attends the same church,
Right.
does not, in my opinion, and I like, Mr. Brown's opinion,
Okay.
mean that she could not be buried in Crockett. Does it?
Well,
I mean, that's a call for each individual member to make.
There's, yeah,
I mean, you can't anticipate every scenario that might come up, but whatever the scenario is, each member needs to evaluate whether they've got some interest in members. Then, it makes it appropriate that they not participate. But as far as some blanket rule,
I mean, you can apply that to being close friends or being a club or, anything really.
you could accept that the pastor's wife serves on the council. And if you're, that's where the conflicts might come into play, especially if 3 members of the council are under the same house of worship. I was just giving this Pat, the thought that there might be a chance she has to recuse herself if something was to come up.
And I respect that, and I don't have a problem with that. I just think there are other situations that you could apply the same standards to.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Moving right along, we are on department reports, and we'll start with the police chief.
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor. How are we doing this evening?
How we do?
Fantastic. We had a great month last month. We did 219 calls for service. Drove over 4,015 miles while we patrolled. Crime has cut back a little bit. Had a nice court. About 36 cases in our court. And we're pretty good on that. No problem whatsoever. Probation department's working very, very good. We basically are still involved in some drug cases. We're doing a condemnation on vehicles. We're working that. The rest is subject for a forgery in the bank. It's actually extended out to about 5 or 6 jurisdictions. Valdosta is able to also assist in making arrests and execute about 21 warrants on the same individual. There's a group of people basically stealing checks out of mailboxes and cashing it all over the banks today. So we were able to report that. We actually got them in our bank itself, so we're still working that. Still working everything real good. Uniforms are ordered. They should be in here hopefully next week. If you haven't noticed, we marked the Crown Vic. This is not the time we did that. Steve, the person down the street, was able to take all the decals off. It took him about 8 hours, but he donated all this time to the city of Lake Park. So that's just much, much better. One an issue about software. I came from the council before. The Valdosta Police Department was going to assist us with software for our law enforcement needs. Checking with that, there's only a few people that can actually fulfill that obligation should it break. So I talked to USA Software. Right now, USA Software wants us to pay about $1,300 for a service contract. They put a proposal to upgrade our law enforcement software to about $1,600. So that's going to cost some money. Right at the present time, yesterday, I met with the sheriff of Miles County and talked to them about their new software, and he's going to check and see if we can piggyback on that, but there will be a cost in the city. What this software does is gives us an opportunity to write law enforcement reports, following those reports, and do follow-ups on that. So we do need software, which comes back to the same issue we have with our volume of computers, that we're looking at changing those out to laptops. I have 2 options right now of getting prices on the actual laptops, and I found out that Dell Computer Service, they do a deal with us where they can lease the laptop to us, which is kind of nice. You want to break it and switch it out from that contract. And I'll be back in front of the council to explain it out for myself. The one thing I want to bring up, and I know it's already on the agenda, which comes to the next month, is the increase on our lab and our technology fee. For the last 2 months, I've appeared before the council, and I don't kind of vote on this. I want to go from one, which is $5, to a $10 increase. The other is a 10 citation, except for seatbelts and winter citation. So it's no cost to the city. That helps offset some of the costs we're going to have in the future. So we know we're going to have to change our radio systems in the near future. So we're still currently working on that one. Basically worked 181 hours last month, and I talked to the council about the SRO program. The mayor and myself had a meeting for educators on the night. Any questions?
On your crime lab, now does that mean, I'm not following you there, you have to up it from 5 to 10 on,
Yes, and what happens is we use that to offset. We're a member of the Valdosta Crime Lake. Lake Park is a member of that, and we pay so much money towards that for membership. Because of that, we get a quick turnaround on our evidence. Recently, one of our officers did a methamphetamine case, and we did a crime lab report. Anybody in law enforcement will tell you that when it comes to prosecuting cases, you want that report as soon as possible. So we have to do a turnaround. We also use the crime lab when we had a robbery at one of our locations of vending machines. They were out here for about 6 hours, came out and processed the scene. So it's very vital for us. The city pays $5,000 a year towards that. What this crime lab fee does, extended on the tickets, offsets that account. And the same thing for technology. It is on our computer, the televisions that you have here, the software that we have in court services, and in law enforcement. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your consideration on this. Thank you.
Chief Brown?
I want to thank everybody that attended the annual breakfast. A lot of hard work there into that. Not to be able to thank the people that have us throughout the year. I'd like to put out a special thank you to Kathy, my wife, Stacy Silverman, and Bob Weber for the hard work that they put into it. They did most of the cooking, so ate, good, and thank them.
it was very good.
We had 4 fire calls last month. We responded to our new tank to the Trevor Beach Road and county system and construction fire. We had fire order this morning back. But accident with injuries over on East Street, and we responded to our tanker Sunday out to Hood Landscape on Hickory Grove Road, which used to be A3, where they got several huge piles of mulch that's been burning for a week, caused good rain to go through deep plantations and bus. So they wanted several large tankers out there to put that out, so we assisted them with that. So truck's been an asset to us in the county. So, our needs, we need to put a hose bed cover. I think we have a quote for a hose bed cover for Rescue 1. The reason for that is we started storing it at my house because the fire station's full now. We don't have room for it, trying to cram it in there, move around, and get things done, and all this is possible. I had to move something out, we need to do some work. So space in my house, I've been driving a couple times a week. That way we have a call, we got a immediate response, I don't have to come to the station. But because it's sitting out in the sun now, and the hose is on there, I feel like that eventually they're going to deteriorate from ultraviolet rays. So we'd like to get a hose bed cover put on there for that.
Hold on, David. Does everybody have that proposal in front of them?
Yes, sir. We'll take that out, the got a truck repaired. Eventually it was destroyed. It had a hose bed cover on it, was destroyed in the bad storm we had in September. Hurricane come through and we was out doing tree work. We got messed up soon, so we figured all this inside would be fine. Down the outside, we need to cover the hoses.
We gave Chief Commissioner to take the truck to the house, just when he's working, or is it there, he can respond quicker to the fire in the truck there and have him on the station and open the days and get in the truck. So we allow him to do that. But that hose being exposed is a real problem. This is a custom cover.
Yes, sir.
So we need a motion on this cover. Yeah.
Where did that come out of?
Come out of the truck repair, on our, truck, vehicle repair.
You said it's $624?
Anything $100 in there?
Nothing. Can't get the jail for $100.
Buy a steak. So we are, that's under which one?
Truck repair, vehicle repairs, what I thought was taken out of it.
Okay, so you have, right now, $3,942.58 available. Council, what's your pleasure on that?
So your money's in there. I make a motion to buy the cover from Page to the auto trim, in the amount of $624.90, and it'll come out of truck maintenance.
Okay, so we have a motion. The cover, propose, what was the price on that? $624.90, come out of repairs, vehicle, fire department. Do we have a second? Mr. Rubinall seconds it. Discussion? All in favor?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that the small truck?
Yes, ma'am, it's a small truck.
Did we ever get any interest in selling that?
Yeah, but it wasn't,
No.
wasn't working. You know, we need a brush truck, and I know that the situation here now with the budget and all, it's probably impossible to try to throw in a house over now, so it's better to hold on to it. It's paid for now. So, matter of fact, I just done some work on it the past week, it actually shut off. We had to, make some repairs on it, it's running better now than it's running. Since it went down in 2014, we were going for so long. It's running great now. It's running on a new truck, so I think it's a good thing. Last two things I've got is, thank Jeff and his community service people. He was in fire station Saturday, you said the classroom was painted. All that was donated, the paint was donated, and again, that's Jeff, getting that kind of stuff done. Whatever we make, it's not enough, because he's constantly doing something. I mean, it's amazing, you know, I didn't get involved in that, that was him, that was his people. So, we want to thank him very much for the hard work that they did on that.
Jeff is always working hard. Jeff, what do you call that color that's in that room?
Cheap brown green, that's what that color is.
Cheap brown green? Oh, you go in there. Open your eyes.
Last thing I got, fire department donation letter, we coming out soon, so if you're looking for that, you have to have it in. Any questions?
We do want to thank you, but a lot of great.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
It's
Thank you.
$30.
We have a great fire department, we have a great police department, we have a great maintenance department. We got it going on. They all work well together, they all play well together. That's good. Jeff, you're up.
How you guys doing this evening? I do thank you guys coming out Thursday morning to listen to this meeting that we had about the well. You see the bid on that. That's actually just going into the well. I have talked to a lot of people. Some people said it might be a good thing, some people say it might be a bad thing. Some people say leave it alone, some say you always need to check on your water. Water is important. I think it's a thing we need to check out. It has never been done. Now, on the other side, I have looked, and I have talked to some other people about storing us a motor and maybe a pump start. The way I understand they can do that, it's local. They rather us go ahead and buy it where they can store it, because they say most of the time, stuff like that don't go out till 4 o'clock in the morning, or a weekend that everybody's on vacation, or 4th of July. We know that that'll go like that. I got another bid coming in, but this is something that he explained to you guys, that you guys know about. Basically, that's checking the well, sending the camera down there. The other gentlemen don't do that. So that's up to you.
Hold on a second, Joe. Because the well is 50 years old, we don't know what the integrity of the wall stand is. We don't know if there's problems there. We don't actually know what's down there.
Well, we know there's a shaft and a motor, that's
But
all.
there's a couple of things that they said might not be down there. But that, they're putting that aside. We're looking at, removing everything and then actually putting it back together, doing bacterial sampling, and knowing what they will charge us per year if we do decide as a council to take this service agreement. I know that when we used to store the motors in the convex, they say storing a motor in a convex, that motor will wear out just sitting there.
Well, I have talked to other people that's in the business. Basically, it's just got some age on it, or just the date, the motor has never been used. But he said that it's always good to have a spare, because if we do go down, whoever we deal with, we can have that one put in and have the other one shipped off, and we wouldn't have to go to county water that long. And you all know, going to county water
Expensive.
is
So, hear me out on this. So we're looking at, for initial project investment, and this isn't a project unto itself. If we do decide to do this, this will be part of our complete water upgrade, because it's all tied in with our complete upgrade, so we come out as Splash 7 under that. Because we have to know, I'm hoping that, next term we get that grant. We put about $500,000 in the ground to upgrade Zone 1. We've got to make sure that our system can handle, what we're doing, and everything is we're upgrading. So I just want council to be aware, if you do vote to do this initial inspection, you come out as Splash 7.
So this $6,450.
Until I'm told otherwise, what I'm saying, it's part of the water upgrade. It is. It truly is. I mean, even the water meter that we replaced came off the water, that was an upgrade.
Yeah.
So anything you do to, it's a capital investment. The whole water system is a capital investment. Anything you do to maintain and upgrade that system. What's the name? We don't want to use that word. It's not.
Splosh can only be used for capital improvement projects, typically things that are depreciable, like acquiring capital assets. Now, it can be used for engineering studies and surveying and things that are part of a capital improvement project. So, I mean, this freestanding by itself
No.
is closer to a maintenance expense, which is not use SPLOST money for that. If you are doing it as part of
Complete water system upgrade.
which by itself is not. with.
But in conjunction with, it is.
What is the what is the capital improvement project?
Improvement.
That's what you got.
Well, the improvement is the functionality of the system.
Well, by itself, I think it's going to get tagged as a maintenance item, not as a capital expenditure that you can use loss money on. The auditors, I think, I mean, to put it under SPLOST, I think you've got to do it as part of an actual capital improvement project like your CDBG.
We filed that over there. Okay, so
But by itself, I think it's not going to qualify, and I think
how,
it's a tough fight to get in.
how would we include it into the total upgrade of the water system?
That could be part of acquiring capital assets like a new well motor or something like that. Or, I mean, it's just not, it's not a capital project by itself. You're just sending a camera down to check out the well, but it's more of a maintenance item.
Okay, so you're saying that you're telling me that we can't do it alone. And I'm saying that if we do it as part of our complete water system upgrade,
Well, what is that? What is the complete water system?
well, it's increasing the capacity of the pipes and making sure that the system as it stands will be able to support the increased volume. Because right now our water pressure is very bad. So by making sure that we have enough horsepower on that engine, making sure the integrity of the well is that it will last and will actually complement the zone 1. That's how I see it.
We also looked at maintenance contract with these.
All right, this will be the initial inspection.
So with that, help moving towards capital investment.
Well, maintenance contract would not, because you're doing that as a yearly maintenance. But I'm thinking that the initial removal of these components, doing any kind of repairs to meet the needs of the system, is part of the capital improvement. Just a year-to-year maintenance contract is not.
So should we
It's-
this by the auditors?
It's hard to say, because if they go in there and they say, okay, the integrity of your wall is compromised, and we have to re-sleeve it. If we re-sleeve it, that is upgrading the system to meet the needs of our crew.
It's repairing something that's broken in the system.
Well, I mean, I guess we could look at it that way. We could look at it as, well, I mean, you say on a vehicle, you're operating, well, you're just replacing a part. You're really upgrading the integrity of the vehicle, the use of the vehicle.
If you have to stretch that far, it's,
You have these in fly?
I don't.
Can we just go back and see what those?
So if we can't do it under that, then that would be general fund expenditure.
Yes,
That's a, yeah. I mean, that's parts, that's right. Council, it's up to you. But that system, if something does go down, it's gonna be a lot more than $6,450. When we went down for a month and it was on county water, that was $14,000. That was just for the water. I don't know what motor. We have to take steps to protect our system. If you don't protect it now, it's gonna bite us in the butt. That's just the way, you know, it's 50 years old, I'm 55, I know, I'm starting to fail a bit, which I have a contract, I replace parts.
I had talked to a lot of people, they said they haven't been nothing done that they know of. You know,
I wonder how many 50-year-old
there is several, there is,
systems are out there.
the way I understand, I talked to a gentleman that does wells around there, and he said there is several around, but you never can tell.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna leave it up to the council, make a choice on this. Council, what's your pleasure?
I think part of the main thing that we wanted to do was see the condition of the well, and of the motor, the pumping equipment. That,
I think what we wanted to do was not have to store motors in anticipation of a motor failing. Because we used to have a company called Armature Works, but they are now no longer in business. And we used to be able to go to them, they'd rewind the motor or whatever they have to do. And that would take a while. But now, you have to go out and search for these different companies. And that's just a motor. What happens if the lining on the well wall ruptures? And you gotta call somebody to pull all that stuff out, re-sleeve it. That'll take a while.
Yes.
And,
Better to have maintenance.
I mean, we've been doing maintenance, we've upgraded the electrical. I mean, that electrical was a nightmare. And we still have some issues, but we're a lot better off. And then Mike repiped the whole valve system, which is on the outside of the fence, very vulnerable. Mike built this magnificent valve system and had to crane it in and match it up. I don't know if you've ever seen the valve system that's coming off the water, but this man's right in front.
Well, we have the water inside the valve,
This
inside
man
the
right
gate now.
here,
They were-
he designed that, and it's something. Now we don't have to have that big giant tool, and stick it in the ground and feel around that little
Well,
nut.
the biggest thing was the safety. Anybody could have turned off the water
Yeah.
because it was outside the
Yeah, it
fence.
was vulnerable, so
So-
we moved it in, and,
We have it secured now.
so, Council, if you want to do something on this, now to let Jeff continue. Okay.
What? Well, I see the need, maybe trying to find out the condition of the basin and everything like that. But then again, I would like to talk to some people that's got girls like that, that's that age and what they have done and what they've found. Because I know we cut in some pipe doing some repairs, and the inside of that pipe was just like brand new.
Yeah.
And if it's like that, then you might say, well, we wasted the money.
That's true.
But then again, if we do it and we see a problem developing, then that means we got to start finding money for a new well. So, it looks like a lot of money to spend, and whether it comes out of splash or whatever, but,
Is Hayhire on, they have their own one, you know? And what about, where's Dash on? Are they on county or they have?
they're all private.
I want to find out what they're doing, I want to contact a couple of cities, see if they're doing any kind of maintenance like that. Put it back on the agenda for another look.
and it's also a spare motor, right?
How much is a spare motor?
We haven't got the price on it yet, but
Bring that
The
back to
gentleman
June,
there
bring that back to us in June as well, spare motor, what else would
do
we?
you want me to talk to a few people that has wells that big?
Yeah, how big is that motor? 20?
30 horse,
30 horse?
we can say.
Yeah. Just, we have a couple of turbine pumps, or turbine motors like that on our system. And just to give you all an example, we had 2 motors go out in one night. We had an electrical problem for a single phase. It was on Christmas Eve,
Of
I think.
course.
And that was when Dallas Armature Works, and we used to keep a spare motor up there. They have some different things like phase monitors and all you can put on those wells now that will protect against what happened to us. But in my opinion, it would be a good idea to keep us, either a company, whether it be somebody in Albany or Oakley or Tifton or wherever, to have y'all a motor built, ready to go.
Let's see if we can get a price on that. And that's what you-
Well, he's supposed to give me a bid, I just don't think we have enough time with everything going on.
Mike, is there anything else that we should look at, keeping on?
And that would be my only concern, the pump, typically the pump that goes down there, we've had over 30 years, 40 years, that we've never had any problems with that turbine type pump with the turbine motor with the pump and, and the shaft. You just don't have any trouble like you do with a submersible type pump,
I talked to
Submersible. We had the first one.
So we don't have to worry about that?
I mean, I wouldn't worry about keeping something like that in stock, but, but the motor itself, the electrical part of it is what'll go out, and you can change those real quick, and having one in stock would well be worth it, I would just make sure it would be in maybe a controlled environment, air conditioned and wrapped up, so the rats and stuff wouldn't get in, because that's what they'll get in there and eat the linings up in them. So, whoever you're dealing with should have a facility to keep one of them in good shape.
The main thing what you're after the motor is a pump relay. What that does is it turns it on, turns it off when it gets to a certain, that would be your next thing. That's what the wellman told me. He said there's 2 things that you want to keep standby at all times, these 2 things.
Make a list of what you think you need to do, a price on it, find out some cities, what they're doing on theirs, if they're doing anything, and we'll put it on the June agenda. Okay?
All right, we have a safety meeting this month, and it was brought to my attention that we have a rotted tree and some limbs that's rotted right next door to the fire station. I mean, the trees are right there. I went and looked at them, they are rotted bad. I called the gentleman to try to get a bid. He said he's tied up this week in Tallahassee, but he would be down next week to give me a bid on it. He's the gentleman that's been cutting trees. He's been very reasonable, cheap. I just wanted to touch base with you about that. When I get the bid, I'll bring it in.
How close is it to?
Rob can get a little closer to him. They're less than a foot close, and they're big trees, so we do use the fire station for emergencies and storms. I'm not saying that we shelter people there, but, there's people there through the storms, and we have a tree come down, and it crushes on station, and maybe trap a truck or trap me, because I'll be there.
Give the guy another call, how urgent it is for the price. Is that what you're
I just wanted to bring that to your attention. The next thing I got is fixing to close, landing, is I had a gentleman that I talked to about building us a dock out of Tom's Pond. I think you guys got the bid in there, and he's got a little draw out there. We do have a park and recs thing, or what am I looking for, the word? So this is something that a lot of people have mentioned to me. I talked to a lot of people at fishes out there. It would be real nice. So it's something I'm bringing forward to you guys. I think it would approve. We're going to make that a park. We're trying to do the Veterans Park there. I think it would be a very good
assets. It looked very nice too there. I know maybe with some of the splash funds or the line items we got for park, we might can start trying to do something.
What was the liability on something like that for the city? The city was to go to dock. Does that increase our vulnerability to?
We're keeping them from the gators, so I think it's probably a plus size. When you say because it has a rail.
Does it increase or decrease vulnerability to lawsuits? What type of bill something goes?
Well, I mean, no more so than the lake, but the lake itself, as long as it's maintained.
Okay, so what are the pros and cons? I mean, yeah, it's a place for people to fish, they're fishing now. So is it a way of keeping people away from gators and snakes?
Well, we can use it, this is my mind thinking, we can use it during the 4th of July. We can have people that really donates a lot of money, we can make that VIP. It's big enough to put chairs out. And I think it'd be we don't really, we give them a lot of radio advertisement, but something, like the boss man said, hey, you're my assistant manager, here's some, tickets go down, VIP, they just sit there and watch the fireworks. We can use it for that, we can also use it, for different things. If we're having stuff down there, we can use it as kind of, like a stage. I wouldn't say we'd have music out there, but we could have a PA and, people could be around that. I'm just throwing it out there to you guys. You guys are more balls, so.
That would be the premium fishing spot, would it not?
Well, there's good fishing all the way around there. You just got to.
They have one over in Madison.
They do have one in Madison.
It's a pretty.
It's a nice one. I have looked at that one. They also have another one.
The prisoners will pay.
Our prisoners won't be doing that. I haven't told.
Well, where is this price?
This is a gentleman that builds docks local around here. He has also done Ocean Pond, and he's done some around the lake. He's done a bunch around Cherry Lake. Like I said, I'm trying to keep everything local. I like to try to keep it local. The hardware store, kiddos, to them, they help us out a lot. So.
What is the guarantee on the material that you used to build it?
Well, it would be all pressure treated, so it would last quite a while. I know most of them docks is still been around. The one that he built at Ocean Pond, he built the original one there, and it was good enough, he just built on. I don't really know, I would say 25, 30 years, but wood, we keep it up, we, put a seal on it. It would have a rail around it.
We'll definitely take it under advisement. How long is that quote good for?
As good as probably 6 months. So.
Well, council, just, it's a pretty big investment. It's like 12 grand, right?
Yes.
And that, people that parks and rec spots those. Right?
You guys have anything? We've been cutting grass, everything.
Has the This house.
We edged that, we had some weeds growing, or not weeds, but vines, we edged all that, got that down. And we eated around, as we're mowing mostly dead grass, but we'll get some water sooner or later. Am I good?
All right, thank you, Jim. Okay, on the next item on the increasing crime lab fees, you need to get that probably another month. We'll put it on the agenda for June because we need to do a little looking around to see what other cities are doing on their fees. And there's a couple other things we want to check into on that. So is council okay if we move that to June agenda? Okay? All right. And I was asked to also pull the city marshal duties off. Okay. All right. Is council okay with that? All right. Ooh, it's going fast. Okay, updating personal policy. Personal policy, we're postponing the city marshal duties to June.
Yeah, I'll get information.
Okay, and increasing crime lab fees on citations, we're going to go to June as well. Okay, updating personnel policy. GMA has, I should have gotten in contact with them sooner, right? I just dropped the ball on that. They have a booklet on setting policy, and I want to contact them, get that, and then we'll do a work session on the personnel policy. I don't want to just go into that blind. They have that specifically for the review of the policy. So that, what we need to do is we contact you now. We can pull that, and then we'll put it in a nice folder. We'll light reading. Okay? And then after we review that, we'll set the work session. No, because we didn't have to have a work session. We did, wasn't it? Right. Okay, ooh, that was fast. We got citizens' concerns, part 2. Wait, no, wait. Before we do citizens' concerns, we need to go into executive session to discuss pending and current litigation. Council, we have a motion?
Make a motion to go into executive session to discuss pending litigation.
Okay, we have a second. Discussion, all in favor?
Can we do this first? Roll call. I forgot the water call.
We're back into regular session. You ready?
Make a motion that we authorize the mayor to sign a statement stating that nothing was discussed in the executive session other than litigation.
All right, so, I have a motion. Do we have a, who made the initial? Okay, any discussion? All in favor? All right, citizens' concerns. We are at the bottom half. you have concern, please approach the council, state your name, your address.
Judy, 328 Back 40 Drive, Lake Park, Georgia. And I have a concern. 6 years ago, I had concern too. 6 years ago, we had a mayor and a council that I'd like to call the runaway. They were good old boy network. They came in and they destroyed the city. They brought it down to its knees. And I am really disappointed to say I see the same thing happening now. I see what appears to be a breach of the sunshine laws. And how do I know that? Well, I can tell you. Tonight, somebody came in and said, during the first citizen's concern, said he would like to be on the ethics committee. Okay, fine. Nobody else got up and said they wanted to be on the ethics committee, which means that it was discussed prior to. If it was discussed prior to, then there is a sunshine violation. So, is my first ethics presentation to the ethics committee about a sunshine violation? Probably. I have a problem with nepotism. Nepotism can be in more than one form. It could be family, or it could be real close friends, like you said earlier. And it could be church members. And I talked to Pat Brown very briefly, went out there when we called executive session. She asked me how I was doing, and I said, I'm angry. I am good and angry. Because now 4 people from the same church, 3 of which sit on the council, and 1 on the ethics committee, now have a majority. I don't like that. It's not fair. It's not fair to the community. And as far as I'm concerned, I have no way of telling whether or not somebody's talking about something. Now, it won't be the first time, and it won't be the last, that I've heard that somebody saw all the cars of the council people hanging out of the church after church on a Sunday. It's a small community, very small community. You almost have to go underground to not be seen. So I suggest if you're going to do anything illegal or unethical, they can go underground, because it's going to be seen, I guarantee you. Secondly, last meeting, there was somebody who brought up the announcement that the city was going to have, that one of the businesses was going to have a grand reopening, an open house. And one council person was overheard telling the other council person, we don't go to that. Now, I call that swaying a council person. That is not ethical either. When people are up there, I don't want to see the looks, and the first time everybody was up there, that's all I saw. And if you want to see it, go to YouTube. I've taped it. Shooting each other looks, talking to each other, making decisions. We're not stupid. We sit here, we watch. We can see everything that's going on and then some. Because we have the objectivity of seeing the forest through the trees. You, on the other hand, are sitting in the forest. So you can't see what we see. But I can tell you, I am very, very concerned.
Thank you. We're still on the citizens' concerns. If you have concern, please come up, address the council, name and address, please.
Hi, I'm Lynn Johnson. I live at 105 South Broadway Street here in Lake Park. I'm not here to say anything, I just want to brag on our local police department and fire department and on Jeff. You know, as a mom, I have 4 boys. As you see, I'm pregnant. Every day, these men stand out there, and ladies stand out there making sure these children are walking back and forth safely. You know, I've had to call the cops quite a few different times for people, messing around the neighborhood. They're there very quickly. They drop in, make sure the kids are okay, they'll shoot hoops with the kids, the chief of police, the fire chief, Miss Savannah. I mean, they're all wonderful. I have a 17-year-old son that decided to go off and start doing pot and, changing his life. Not only did, what is his name? Is his name Barnes? I called, of course, arrest his child. I'm not going to be dealing with it. He gives Clayton a card and said, "You call me if you ever need to talk to someone." That to me tells me everything I need to know of how they're representing themselves. It's an act of valor every day, getting in that uniform, not knowing they're coming home to their family, leaving their family to protect us, to protect my children. And I'm telling you, whatever they're getting paid is not enough. What they're doing is more so because of their heart. And that is a calling. Not many people have it. And I appreciate Jeff as well. He's a phenomenal, he's funny, good Christian man, and we go to church together. Just love his personality. The chief of police, he has come up to my house many times, checking and seeing if everything was okay, because, we do live in a small community. We all get to kind of know each other. Not personally, but we do get to know each other. And constantly asking the boys how they're doing. Letting them know that they're there if they ever need anything. Along with our neighborhood. I've had a lot of people that's going to come with me tonight, but me being pregnant, I kind of forget what times I'm supposed to be here. But they're doing an amazing job. And I appreciate you as a mayor hiring these people. Because if it wasn't for them, we would not be living in this England. That's why we moved from Whitewater Road. Because none of the cops there seem to care. Everything just goes and whatever. But they come to my house, checking in on the kids, seeing how they're doing. They see them playing in the road, telling them, be careful. Giving them bottles of water. They're just amazing, pure, good people. And for me as a mom, I truly appreciate that. Me as a person that lives here in Lake Park, I appreciate that. And as a woman, makes me feel very protected because my husband's not always home at night. That means more to me than you guys can ever imagine. So I'm going to tell y'all, I appreciate everything y'all do. Everything. Not only do they care about animals too. I mean, if I don't like people, I'd much rather deal with animals, but they love them both. So that tells me a lot about who they are as a person. But I just want to tell you, I appreciate it. Y'all have changed Clayton's life forever. Same with the fire chief, wherever he's at. There it is. Yes. And it's almost like they don't even know who I am. And they all come together to save this child. And now he is back in school. He's got a job. He's not smoking. He's wanted to become a fireman. Had it not been for them and the chief of police telling me to push this child, I don't know where my son would be right now. So, thank you.
I sit up here as mayor, and I brag on our fire department, and our police department, and our maintenance department. But it really does come from the heart, and hearing what you had to say, it shows. They do care. They truly do, and every day, everything they do. And we really need to be proud of our city. Our city is we might be small, but man, we are proud and we take care of each other and look out for each other, and that's what it's all about. But thank you for those kind words.
I appreciate them more than they'll ever know. He was military. We moved back to Georgia about 4 years ago, and we've never seen a community that loves people and loves their children and animals than anything. I have a son that's 11 years old. He's got Asperger's, and he was walking. We go down to that pond, by the way, and what Jeff said about that is an awesome idea. Doing things to keep kids off the streets. And being down there, my kids love to fish, so we're down there all the time. And we had to make a call because there was a strange person in the neighborhood that was trying to lure my son to come to them. It wasn't even 5 minutes, and there was 2 cops back to back. And it made sure that Landon knew it was okay and he was safe. nobody does, no cops I've ever seen care enough to get down on their level and hug them and tell them that they're okay. It means more to me.
Thank you. And it's all communication. I mean, they all communicate very, very well. They all work together for the common good. And again, I applaud Thank you. State your name and address, please.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I'm Russell McLeod, 208 Baxter Drive, y'all know me, same here. I sat in these meetings, and I'll tell you something. I'm going to caveat what your wife said. I'm going to challenge each and every one of you, to take your oath of office as an elected official and think about it. Go home tonight and think about what you're representing in the city of Lake Park. Because you look like you're at a rudimentary level right now. When you have a read-ahead packet, you come to this council, this shouldn't be the first time you hear something. You need to have a little read-ahead packet going. And when you make decisions, it's not for personal gain or self-interest. It's for the betterment of the whole of the city of Lake Park. And I'm going to give each one of you a homework assignment. I want you to read what a sweat assessment is for the municipality of any city in the United States of America. That's your homework assignment. We will hold the city of Lake Park accountable. We will. I promise y'all that. The citizens, this is a great piece of artwork, but there's holes in the artwork, and we've got to repair those holes. So I challenge you, take your personal interest, whoever you're affiliated with, set them aside and ask yourself, is this the betterment of Lake Park, Georgia? And if it's not, then you're irrelevant to the city of Lake Park. I'm going to tell you that, each and every one of you. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care what your personal interests are. When you come to this city council, it's all about the city of Lake Park. Period. Period. Not worrying about bickering over this or bickering over that. It needs to be for the greater interests of the city of Lake Park and not personal interests. Do your jobs. That's what you're elected for. Any questions about that?
Sweat assessment. Got it.
Thank you.
Citizens' concerns still open?
Bob Overs, 360 Back Party Drive, Lake Park, Georgia. I've listened to these people, and my God, I do have sweat equity in this place. Lots of it. For 6 years, I've sweat my butt off down at that fire station. And I will not see anybody tear this city apart. Nobody. You better make your right decision and make it worth your while. Because there's eyes on you. Not just mine. Whole bunch of them back here and some of them that aren't here. You can be good people if you want to. Let's do it.
Thank you. We are still in citizens' concerns. State your name.
Yeah, Charles Davis, OUS 41. What are your water improvement? I'm just trying to follow up with Jeff. What are you planning on doing? Adding more meters to this well here?
No, we've been doing this for, what, 4th year?
So you're putting in the meters?
What we're doing is we're applying for a community block development grant, and that goes into the lower socioeconomic area.
Thank y'all.
And they allow you to improve the water system through the grant. We're competing with a lot of other cities that are a lot bigger.
Well, you know, what Jeff had And I understand where you're coming from, what they've had, but the only way you can improve anything, you have got to inspect what you got. That should be the first step under the
Well,
capital
we have.
bank or capital account, whatever.
We understand the problems of pressure and volume
Yeah.
and age, and we've been addressing that. We've been working towards the goal, and we missed it last year by 1/500th of a point.
I'm just wondering if you improve the system outside the well, you need.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working on the system. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. It's more money than we could possibly handle all at once. So we have 30%. Okay, so when we started, our maintenance guys were going out there in the pickup truck and reading these meters
Mhm.
and rereading them. And
You
it
got
took
automatic.
2.5 days to read all the meters. So to meet our 30% obligation towards this grant, we looked at electronic water meters.
Mhm.
Well, we install electronic water meters in everywhere except, what, 2 churches? Because they're so big. So we have electronic meters, and now, you step out the door, half the meters are read electronically. And we can use that money that we use, splosh money, by the way. When splosh comes around, yes on splosh, because otherwise there's no money. And that money comes from outside.
I'm just saying you're trying to decide where the inspection would fall. I don't think it's come out of general fund. I believe it's capital improvements. It should fall out of there. Because that's part of improving the water system. How long has it been out there, 50 years?
50 years.
Well, you don't have no idea what kind of system it's in. That would be maintenance. That would be just checking your system, it'd be part of the improvements instead of coming in.
I try that. Sometimes you got to listen to your attorney, and it's not only the attorney, it's our accountant.
Well, listen to your
And
accountant.
he has the thumb on
the account.
the final say whether,
Okay.
I appreciate it, thank you. Still under citizens' concerns?
My name is Greg. David Brown, 6899 Wise Brick Road South. But I want to bring up this budget before we get started this year. I hope council will entertain the idea of us having a day retreat, do it here in the council chambers and the conference room. Let the department head sit down and go over what we need before the budget's decided. I've got an aging fleet. I've got 2 trucks that's 29, I got 1 truck that's 29 years old. I got 2 that's 20 years old. I've got 1 that's 18 years old. At some point, I've talked to previous council about this, we have got to get to a vehicle replacement program. I realize that's expensive. We can't run this equipment in the dirt. We got good equipment right now with the police department, got good cars, but we need to keep them swapped out. We don't need to run like we did the Crown Vic for 10 years where it's falling apart and takes a pile of money to put it. It's not fair to the officers that we ask to put their lives on the line, like the lady just said, they may or may not come home. We should make sure they got the very best to work with when we're out. Same thing with us. Average life on a fire truck is 20 years. And I've got 1 that's 2 that's already there. So, I mean, they're still in good shape, but at some point, we've got to get to the point, we've got to get, I guess what I'm trying to say, financially solid, so that when these things come up, we can make these decisions that, yeah, you know, it's time for fire department to trade trucks, and let's get a better truck, you know. Just hope y'all take that into consideration before we decide on any budget like it's done this past time, because I increased my budget, because I knew we were going to have truck repairs coming up, and sure enough, they're coming up. So, I mean, now when we're dealing with, you know, possibly shortfall in the budget, try to cover what we need repairs. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So, just to sum up what you were talking about, that is a long-range plan, is to increase the population of Lake Park. Because if we want to keep businesses here, we need to have population here. And to have population here, we have to build, right? Or we have to annex. And annexation is not an easy task. So we've got, everybody can see what's being built behind the hardware store. It's going to be 2 phases, it's going to bring in population. It's not just about the population, it's about what the city gets when you have offsets on taxes based on population, and we're at the bottom in the county. If we can increase our population, we're gonna get more of a pie. Also on Splash. Right now, we get about $1.1 million. Well, that's projected, that's not right. That's what we did.
We computed roughly 800,000.
About 800,000 after everything settles. That's over 6 years. That's how we make capital improvements. That's how we, purchase police cars and fire trucks. If we can get our population up, we get a lot more. A lot more money. Now, yeah, you get people, you have to provide more services, but it's a trade-off. So I encourage growth, business-wise and population-wise. If you don't grow, we don't go. That's just the basic, economics. They're building this complex behind the hardware store. The hardware store is already seeing some of the rewards financially. I mean, it's coming in. Restaurants, they get the same thing. And then when the people are living there, you're going to see maybe a new grocery store. Well, that'd be great. It would be fantastic. I mean, these are the kind of things. What's that?
I thought there was one coming about.
Well, they need they need to know that they got the population. Same thing with internet. I saw something in the paper today about the film industry in Georgia is growing. And they want to have processing of those films in the rural parts of Georgia. I'm like, good luck. You got to get the internet. Internet down here is not where it needs to be. We need higher speed, and those kind of things got to come from Atlanta. Those initiatives. And I've been fighting it. It's tough. But you make your strides, you have a plan, and my plan is for growth. That's the vision I had. There's no other way to do it unless you have growth. If you don't have population, you're not going to get anything. So that was my plan and council's plan. It wasn't my plan alone.
They told you that, can you apply for grants and stuff?
All the time. How do you think we got that stuff for the fire department?
Well,
Right there, that man is
well,
Frank James.
I think that introduced one from Perry, Florida. That's all she does. She's talking millions of dollars a year.
We have great grant writers, and I'm always in touch with them. The problem is, there's a lot of people applying for grants. Every year we apply for that community block development grant, and let me tell you, it's not just about applying for it. We didn't get 1/500th of a point to it just by applying to it. It's who you network with, it's who you talk to, who you cry to, I use the word bitch. You got to network. You got to stay active. You got to really be on the ball. And we're getting close.
I got somebody that will help you out.
Very good.
And I'll get your number and I'll have them call you.
And that's another thing. Any help that we can get, if you think there's something that can help us, bring it on. I'm all about it. We are not an island unto ourselves, and we would never survive that way. That's been tried here before. It's got terrible consequences. The way we stay alive is when this man, James Burletta, goes out to the other police departments and puts his hand out, a hand of peace, okay, and we get it back tenfold. You put out positive, we get it back. When Chief Brown, before he was fire chief, he told me what his plans were. When he became fire chief, man, I cannot think of a better grant writer. He's gotten us so much. I mean, the man is amazing. So Jeff knows more people, can get more stuff, can do more things. I mean, he's like a MacGyver. So we're surrounded with really great people. We can do great things. All right, so it's getting late.
Can I just have 2 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Not even 90 seconds. And I promise I won't. Shirley Walters, 360 Back Gordon Drive. In order to be more fiscally responsible, I'm asking that the City Council develop an ordinance for the City Council that changes our fiscal year from July the 1st to June the 30th of every year. What that does then is you know what monies you will need for the upcoming year, and at that point, when the millage rate becomes up for vote, you will be able to make that adjustment with the millage rate, instead of doing it backwards, where you develop the millage rate, then try to make an appropriate budget with the limited funds. So that's my request to the city council, is that you change our fiscal year from July the 1st to June the 30th. Thank you.
That was less than 2 minutes.
And that's also where we're heading. I'm already in touch with the accountant, and you're right, absolutely. That's, you can't put the cart before the horse, and we're gonna tackle it, and we're gonna do it right. Listen, folks, we've done a lot of things. We're in it all the time. We know, me and Mr. Carter have been doing this for 10 years, 11 years. It's been a while. It's been a while. When we came on, terms were 2 years, and everybody came off at once. Everybody. So we had to petition the state to extend the terms to 4 years. We had to petition the state to stagger the terms, which is why I got stuck with a 3-year term rather than a 2-year term. Not stuck, but privileged to serve it. But you'll never see a 3-year term. But they threw on that extra year to stagger it out. So when 2 people come off, 2 people stay. There'll never be a complete wipeout. You don't want that. You need to have people who have knowledge of what's been going on. In 2 years, you get on, you're fresh, you get on first year, you're learning. Second year, you're already running again. It just doesn't make sense. So we've got that changed. We've got a lot of great things going on. We've accomplished a lot.
We all appreciate it too.
Well, we do it because we want to do it. Everybody up here is doing this. There's a lot of sacrifice, but we do it because, I can't speak really for anybody else but myself. Maybe a little narcissistic, but I love what I do. I really do. I like to serve. And I love people. That's my wife. I've never met a stranger in my life. So, okay. That being said...
Art show.
Art show?
You were going to say something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it.
No.
I'll take it. Take it. We have an art show. And the art show is May 12th through the 14th. And the heading is, what does your gate look like? Gate, because we are the gateway city to the south. Okay? Lake Park's second annual Creative Impact Art Show. It's going to be at the Civic Center May 12th through the 14th. Use any media to express what your gate to creative expression looks like. So it could be anything. Anything that, get some metal together and weld it together, and here's my gate, or a painting, or anything. Anything that is a little creative, express what your gate looks like. There's 2 categories. There's the junior, it's up to age 15, and then there's the senior, age 16 and up. There's awards for the top 3 in each category. And will be presented at the June 6th City Council meeting. There's something else to put on June 6th Council meeting. Without the arts, what do you think, or however you express yourself. And I know we got a lot of expressing to do around here. So express yourself. It's not just vocal. Do it through some kind of medium. All right? We're going to see some great things, right? Everybody's ready for this? What else are we going to have there?
Well, there's going to be a monetary award for the 2 top divisions. So the person who wins in each one will, the senior division is $100, the junior division is $50. This is a popular vote event, so we need people to come down and at least look at the art that is displayed and make a vote. Because when I'm not voting on it, and neither is any one individual, this is by community vote. So more than just the people entering, I want people to come down and look at it and vote. You don't have to stay long. I may have to bribe you with some beverages and some cookies or something, but please come. We want to add another aspect of this community that is more than just fishing. We want something that says Lake Park is special, and this is a good way to do it.
Thank you. All right, we are into administrative executive reports. The only thing that I have is, okay. Tommy, on May 25th, 30th or June 1st can have our first budget talks. So we need to set a date, and department heads and citizens, you're all invited. It's all transparent. So when do we want to do this? We have 25th, the 30th, or June 1st available. Let me see something. June 30th, I'm sorry, May 30th is the day after Memorial Day. So everybody going to be here on 30th? Mr. Carr? Jim? No? Okay, why don't we do the 30th? Can you say what time? 6:30? 6:30, and we'll put out, put on the internet that we're going to be having this. Okay. All right, good to see your representatives at work. I wish I had something good to tell you about the service delivery agreement. The only thing I can tell you, for those who don't know what's going on, cities and the county have to come up with a service delivery agreement mandated by the state. County didn't give in any concessions. We just wanted one concession, and they said no. Went to, litigation. They were trying to sort it out. It wasn't being sorted out. Judge Altman picked a judge to hear the case. We don't want to settle the case necessarily. We want to lift the ban on us receiving grants. We can't receive anything because we're out of compliance. The county and the cities did not come to an agreement. And the service delivery agreement is so you don't duplicate services within the county and the cities. All that it came down to was if there was a development, would the county get the water or would the city get the water? Well, we said who's ever closest. Why spend, $36 million to get your water line over somebody else's? And they said no. They didn't want to support Turner Arts Center. They didn't want to support the Rainwater Center. This is the county. They didn't want to support the crime lab. They didn't want to pay any money. So we were like, forget it. Everything was off the table. This judge is going to try to hear everything and make a decision on whether they're going to lift the, what would you call it, a ban?
Sanctions for non-compliance.
Yeah, sanctions for non-compliance.
Because
if they don't, we don't get, LMIG, which is, we replace our signs with, the water grant that we're working on, we won't get that. Can't even renew our radar.
That's what I need to tell you, Mayor. That's what assessment homework assignment. You look it up. Sewer, water, electric, admin, transportation, it all is in there. It'll help you see where you are, red and green, and you can kind of prioritize where you need to focus on those areas the most. Now, with that said, I know I was pretty direct with you. Everyone give me a good smile.
It is one, bro.
How about the injury?
I can tell you this, the cities do work together
Yes,
very
sir.
well. And you know what? We work well with the county. This is something that is there, we're not agreeing on it, but we agree, we disagree on that. We have other things we're gonna work on. And I work with the
So the county,
Chairman,
the county wants the apartments for water, or should,
excuse me?
the apartments going up over here, the county don't furnish them water?
Yeah, because we don't have the resources or the pressure to reach over there.
Okay.
We just don't have that right now. Maybe in the future we can do that, but right now, no way. So that's all I have. And, got one more. Well, this is concerning the drainage coming off of the Tom's Pond. The reason we haven't been able to work on that drainage is because property owners own actually land into that drainage canal. So we had to ask permission, and one of the landowners was out of the state. They weren't sure that they wanted to get permission until we told them, "We'll get permission, we're gonna clean it out, and we're gonna probably have to charge you." So they gave us permission. So, we'll be working on that. I don't think we have to worry about it now, but Tom's Pond was getting quite full back earlier in the year. It was getting a little antsy there, but we want to clean out those canals, we want to make sure that when the rains do come, everything's flowing right, so we're on it. And that's it for me. How about you, Council? We good? We good? We have a motion to adjourn? Okay. Second, all in favor? Thank you for coming.